Miami-Dade County, under the leadership of Mayor Daniela Levine Cava, is moving swiftly to expand COVID-19 vaccine distribution to protect our community and move our economy forward. Vaccine supplies are currently extremely limited, and as the state provides more vaccines to the county, we are working hard to distribute them as fast as possible. Register for vaccine updates and get more information at miamidade.gov/vaccine. Get vaccinated, Miami-Dade County. It's our best shot for a strong, healthy community.
Welcome in WDNA 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour. I'm Phil Capuzzi. Hope you guys are all having a good Thursday morning so far. Last week we had a wonderful program with Kate Hom, and I was unfortunate to miss it, but I'm back this week, and I'll be with you hosting the show for the foreseeable future. This morning, somewhat unique circumstances in that I'm playing with my own group here, so we're going to have less talking and a little bit more playing here this morning. But I wanted to let you guys all know next week we're going to have the Stamps Quintet, new Stamps Quintet as a new class rolls in at Frost. So really excited for that. That's going to be next week, as always, at 11 a.m. on Thursday for the Frost Jazz Hour. And also really exciting next week on Wednesday evening, September 15th, Christian McBride is actually traveling down here to the 305 to connect with the studio and concert jazz bands at Frost and put on a performance. So you can go to Frost Music Live to get those tickets. That's frostmusiclive.com. Really looking forward to that performance. Unfortunately, Christian wasn't able to make it last year because of the virus, but now he's coming back this year after having already interacted with a lot of the Frost musicians throughout the course of Aspen, a huge contingency of musicians going to Aspen, including the performer who came 2 weeks ago, Camilo Molina. He had a really wonderful performance here a few weeks ago. So without further ado, here on WDNA 88.9 FM, we're going to step into the music. This is a duo project that I have been working on with my good friend Simon Silva here for a little bit over a year now. It was unnamed until recently, but we're now using the stage name Cheetah.Simulator. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to step into the music. Just to remind you one more time, Wednesday at 7:30, Christian McBride putting on a concert with a concert and studio jazz band. You can go to frostmusiclive.com to get those tickets. And thanks again to everyone for listening, whether you be on 88.9 FM, WDNA.org, or you can check out the live streams, as always, on youtube.com or livestream.com. I'm Philip Capuzzi. Thanks all for listening, and we're going to get into the music. Listening to WDNA 88.9 FM. I'm Philip Capuzzi, pleased to be joining you here on this fine Thursday morning as we step into September now. Time really flies here at the station. A lot of really exciting live programs going on. Last week we had Kate Hammond come in, play some of her music live on the air. Next week, looking forward to the Stamps Quintet here, as always, at 11 a.m. in the Jazz Gallery. And one more time to mention as well, next Wednesday, September 15th at 7:30, Christian McBride is going to be gracing Miami alongside the concert and studio jazz bands of the Frost School of Music. So you can go to frostmusiclive.com to get those tickets today. Don't delay, as it were. Really looking forward to that performance. Christian McBride, such a wonderful figure in the scene, does so much not only for his fellow peers and colleagues, but also for the children that are coming up in the music, being the artistic director of Jazz House Kids, with his wife, Melissa Walker, up in the north. Does so many wonderful things, so I'm so happy and delighted that he's going to be coming down here. One more time, that's frostmusiclive.com to get those tickets. And just to remind any of you who might be joining us here on the program, this duo situation is entitled Cheetah.Simulator, and it's comprised of myself, Philip Capuzzi, alongside my good friend Simon Silva. And I'll talk a little bit about kind of the origin of how we met in a little bit, but I think we're just going to continue with the music. Simon, of course, on drums here this morning on the Frost Jazz Hour. I'm on cello as well as electric bass, so I think we're going to step over to the bass in just a moment. Thanks to everyone for listening so far, and thanks to everyone for tuning into the live stream, wonderfully produced by our back-end masters here at the station. So without further ado, we're going to get back to the music here on the show. Thanks for tuning in. 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour. And welcome back live and direct into the Jazz Gallery here, WDNA 88.9 FM. I'm your host, Philip Capuzzi, with you every Thursday morning from 11 a.m. until 12 noon. My apologies for missing you guys last week. I was remiss to miss the beautiful performance by Kate Hammond, one of my good friends, a recent graduate of the Frost School of Music, and going back this year for another year. So looking forward to what she does. I've been releasing a lot of wonderful original music over the course of the last couple of months. Like I said, I'm Philip Capuzzi. I'm joined by Simon Silva here this fine morning for this program for our duo situation entitled Cheetah.Simulator on the Frost Jazz Hour. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. If it's your first time listening to the Frost Jazz Hour, it's one of our live programs here at the station where we bring in different musicians, faculty, whether they be current or past, that have an affiliation with the Frost School of Music. And they bring in an ensemble, perform here in our Jazz Gallery every single week from 11 a.m. until 12 noon. So if you want to support programs like this, there's also the FIU Music Hour, in addition to a host of wonderful, uniquely programmed shows throughout the course of the day, 24/7. You can go to WDNA.org and donate today to make sure that we still have the opportunity to make this kind of music and explore the culture and the music together. Not in the middle of a specific drive right now, but I usually like to mention it during the program. So one more time, WDNA.org. You can donate securely. It's tax deductible. And speaking of exciting news, I also wanted to remind all of you next Wednesday, September 15th, or excuse me, that's actually a few Wednesdays from now, September 15th, Christian McBride will be coming down to Miami to link up with the concert and studio jazz band at Frost and put on a performance. So if you want to get tickets to that, you can go to frostmusiclive.com right now. Pick up those tickets. They are going quickly, so get them while they're available. That's frostmusiclive.com. Christian McBride, amazing composer, arranger, band leader, not to mention bass player, just an absolute legend in the scene, living legend, and really looking forward to having him down here in Miami. So that's September 15th, Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. You can go to frostmusiclive.com to get those tickets. And I think we're going to play one more tune here before we go to break. So once again, this is Cheetah.Simulator. I'm Philip Capuzzi, both the host of the show and a performer in this program. Somewhat unique circumstances. I'm on cello and electric bass here this morning, joined by my good friend Simon Silva on drums here on 88.9 FM. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the program. WDNA 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour. I am Philip Capuzzi. Thanks so much for tuning in. Pleased to be with you every Thursday morning. My apologies for missing you last week, but thanks so much to our wonderful producer, Alberto de la Guerra, for stepping in and hosting the show wonderfully. Looking forward to a program next week from the Stamps Quintet, a newly recruited Stamps Quintet, as the old one graduates this past year, and hats off to them. Many of my peers in that ensemble, witnessing the wonderful things that they did over the course of their 4 years. With me here this morning, I have Simon Silva on drums. I, of course, am Philip Capuzzi. I go by the alias Goon Green, an artist moniker of sorts. I'm playing electric bass and cello this morning. Earlier in April, I had my quartet come in, and we played some of my original music. But I wanted to bring a different situation here this morning, a little bit more open form music. Had a conversation with Jane Ira Bloom and Mark Callias actually some months ago about one of their projects that was very free and open in nature, and Mark Callias expressed a sentiment of preferring to refer to it as an open form rather than free. And of course, other players like Sun Ra having aversions to that verbiage as well. But regardless, been a pleasure to play music for you so far. We're going to step away to break briefly and come back. This is the Frost Jazz Hour on WDNA 88.9 FM. I'm your host, Philip Capuzzi, and we have some more music for you after these messages from the station. And welcome back to WDNA 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour, every Thursday morning from 11 a.m. until 12 noon. I'm your host, Philip Capuzzi, also performing for you here this morning. I'm with Simon Silva on drums, and I'm playing cello and electric bass. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in throughout the course of the program so far. We have a little bit more music for you, but before we get back to the music, I wanted to mention once again, in a couple weeks' time on Wednesday, September 15th, Christian McBride is going to be traveling down here to Miami and getting together with the concert and studio jazz bands at Frost to put on a performance, 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday, September 15th. So you can go to frostmusiclive.com. That's one word, frostmusiclive.com to get your tickets. They are going quickly, like I mentioned earlier in the program, so don't delay. Get them today. And once again, to mention the Stamps Quintet coming in next week. Some really exciting ensembles are going to be gracing this gallery in the coming months as the school kicks back into action. Of course, there's going to be lots more musicians from Frost available to come through, so I'm extremely excited for that, and I hope you guys are as well. One more time to mention, frostmusiclive.com for those tickets to see Christian McBride alongside the concert and studio jazz bands under the direction of the great John DeVersa as he returns from his sabbatical, a wonderful individual who's done so much for Frost. So without further ado, we're going to get back to the music. I'm Philip Capuzzi, joined by Simon Silva. And like I said, I'm on cello and electric bass. We're going to step back to bass in just a moment. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the program. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning in. WDNA 88.9 FM. We are Cheetah Simulator. My good friend Simon Silva, who I originally connected with in 2017 through a mutual friend, played a bit then, and then he went over to Barcelona and Madrid for a time, and I reconnected with him last year, and it just clicked instantly the first time we played together, and we've been exploring this duo conception together since then. So I'm grateful for all of you for listening, whether it was on 88.9 or WDNA.org, or if you checked out the live stream on livestream.com or youtube.com, or if you missed them, it'll be archived on YouTube as always, so you can subscribe to WDNA Radio there. Looking forward once again for the last time to September 15th at 7:30 p.m. Christian McBride, alongside the concert and studio jazz band under the direction of John DeVersa. They will be gracing the stage in Frost. So get your tickets at frostmusiclive.com. That's frostmusiclive.com. Also donate to WDNA.org if you have it within your means to support live programs like this. A huge thanks to our back end, Alex Aldrich and Brian Barrientos, for their wonderful work as always. For the final time, I'm Philip Capuzzi. I've been on cello and bass, and with me, my good friend Simon Silva. For the final time, signing off, 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour. We'll see you guys next week.